note, in the file section, there's this Marlin RCS7 TiVo BL Touch. I'm going to unzip that, and you get a whole bunch of these libraries and all that. And then this is your Marlin RCS7. So what you can do is, I haven't tried it, I don't know if it works or not, but you can try uploading this firmware to your control board and running that and seeing if it works. I prefer to
Merlin
use the original firmware and we'll just edit it ourselves. So I'm going to go to Facebook.
อันนี้เป็นวิธีการโหลดเฟิร์มแวร์ของเครื่องปริ้น 3D เป็นคลิปที่ฝรั่งทำไว้ครับผมก็
TiVo Black Widow Facebook
ตัวอย่าง
page.
กัน
I'm going to click
ลื
on
มนี่แหละ
Files.
ว่าเขาไปโหลดอะไรยังไงตรงไหน
And then if we go to Uploaded
แล้วให้
Files,
ฝรั่งเขาอธิบายไปผมก็อธิบายอะไรมากไม่ได้งง
I'm going to scroll down to this one here where it says blackwidow.zip. I'm going to click download,
เขาเนี่ย
and you're going to unzip it. And then once you've downloaded that, you're going to open that up. And then in the Marlin software, or in the Marlin file, we're going to go to this marlin.ino file. I'm going to open that up. So now you're going to need the Arduino IDE to open that up. If you want to download that, just go to the Arduino website. Okay, so now we've got this open up here. This is the standard firmware that comes preloaded on the Black Widow printers. So we're going to click Configuration tab. I'm going to scroll down. You should see here where it says Z min end stop inverting. I'm going to change this to false because that doesn't, the BL Touch doesn't need to be inverted. Keep going down. So now we've got Z probe options. So now we've already got this Z-min probe uses Z-min end stop pin. We want to define that, so that's already defined. Keep going down. Now we've got the auto bed leveling section. So now what first thing we want to do is uncomment this. So we want to define auto bed leveling feature, and we've already got the define Z-min probe repeatability test, which we'll use later. So that's defined. And now you've got two grid modes. You've got two auto bed leveling modes. The first mode is grid mode, which we'll be using. That's where you set a number of points in it. So if it's 5 points, it'll be a grid of 5 by 5. So that's 25 different points. And what it does is for each block, it creates a plane. And then as the nozzle moves over that plane, the Z height adjusts for the different angles of the plane. That's how the auto bed leveling feature works. So in this left probe bed position with this bed leveling grid, we want to change this. So this I've put at 55 because it needs to be bigger than our offsets, which we'll discuss later. So that's 310, this is 25, this is 230. In our minimum bed probe edge, I've put this at 20 just to be safe. And then our auto bed leveling grid points, got at 5, which is recommended from Ant Labs for the BL Touch on the Black Widow. So now this X probe offset from extruder, this needs to be 48, which means positive 48 means it's 4.8 centimeters to the right of the extruder nozzle. The Y is minus 18, so it's 18 millimeters in front of that. And then our Z probe offset we're going to set at 0. Just because that's what we're going to adjust to get the nozzle just at the right height above the bed. Z raise before probing, we've got 10. Z raise between probing, we've got 5. And then Z raise after probing, we've got 10. So that's all right. We've got Z safe homing enabled already, so that means that it'll only home the Z axis and it'll move the extruder to the center of the bed so that your probe is always above the bed. We'll keep going down. We'll go past the LCD support all the way down to pretty much the bottom. Get to extra features. then we get to the servo section, where we want to define, uncomment this part here where it says define number of servers. We'll change that to 1. And then we're going to uncomment this define z end stop server. And this servo end stop angles, we're going to change these to 10 and 90. Because that's specific to the BL touch. And that's pretty much it for this configuration. Now we're going to go to the configuration advanced tab. Scroll down, we want to go to the mechanical settings part. So mechanical settings. We're going to go down to where it says X home bump 5mm, Y home bump 5mm, Z home bump. We're going to change that from 2 to 5. That just means that it's going to home, and once it hits the end stop first and then bumps back up 5mm, that 5mm just gives it a little bit extra room to drop the pin again. Otherwise you'll get an error reading and it just all goes wrong. Okay, now that should be it. We'll just hit compile. We'll verify, so that it'll try compiling the sketch and see if there's any errors. There shouldn't be, but we'll see. Okay, so that's done compiling. Now what we'll do is we'll connect our computer to our printer through the USB, and then we're going to go to Tools. We're going to choose our board. So our board is the Mega 2560. We're going to go to the processor. Same thing, Mega 2560. And then the port, this port should be the same, so it should be the same port name as the one you see in Prontoface. So we'll click on that one there, and then we're going to click Upload. And it's going to compile the sketch. Make sure there's no errors, which we checked earlier, there shouldn't be. And then it's going to upload to the board. Okay, so now that's done uploading, we can exit the Arduino software, and we want to open up our print run or Prontoface. And before we connect, we just want to turn on our 3D printer so we have power going to the step motors.